Hello class, my name is Kiara Taylor and this is my Understanding Communications assignment. I first want to start by saying that I had a very hard time finding 3 of the questions to talk about because I felt like they were really good questions. However, I did end up coming up with the 3 that I feel best fit me as a person and the 3 that I would like to talk about in deeper detail. Those 3 being the common miscommunication or something that I wish that my family understood more when it comes to communicating with me. The second one is a common misconception of myself from others. And also the third one would be the brief questions, which I feel that although they are supposed to be brief questions, or professor allowed us to make them brief questions, those 3 questions were a big deal to me. So I wanted to say those for everyone and let everyone know what I felt about those questions. Okay, so I will start with the first question, which is, in terms of communicating, listening, understanding, what is something you wish your family, parents, siblings, children better understood or had a better understanding about you? And I would say that since I am currently living in Dunlap, Illinois, which is about 2.5 hours from my hometown of Chicago, it's really hard to communicate with my family now. Before I lived in Dunlap, I lived in Rock Island, which is about 30 to 45 minutes from Dunlap, further away from my hometown of Chicago. So I've been away from my family for about 6 years. Yes, I have seen them, but unlike others, I live 2.5 hours away from my entire family. No one in my family except me and my children live here. So I feel that once I moved, the communication began to go down. I feel that when you are out of sight, you are out of mind. So it's really hard for you to keep up that communication with your family. I feel that they should better understand that I moved away so that I can better myself, so that I can have a better life for my children, and so that I can be a better woman overall. I'm sure that most of us have heard not so great things about the city of Chicago, and I mean most of them are probably true. And I have 2 boys and a girl, so I would prefer them be raised not in the same situation or under the same circumstances as myself. I feel that when you become a parent, you should be more cautious, and since you have learned that these certain situations are not good for yourself, you should not put your children in those situations. I did not see myself progressing as a woman in Chicago. I also did not see myself progressing as an individual overall. And although I am able to parent in any circumstance, I feel that Chicago is not the best place for me to be. And my family didn't understand that because they're just gung-ho. We're from Chicago. We love Chicago. We're never leaving Chicago. Chicago is our life. And that's how they are. And I was that one eyeball out that decided, you know what? I need to go. My children need better, and I'm going to give them better. And I don't feel that they understood that, and they shut off a bit from me. I have seen my family throughout the years, probably every few months or so. My family being my mom, my sister, my uncles. Recently, my grandmother passed, and I did get to see a big group of my family, which was great, but not so great under the circumstances. But it was great for us to be able to be around each other and speak and talk and catch up. I wish that I had a better communication with my mom and sister specifically, because at the time, at this moment right now, we are currently not speaking with each other, which I do not feel that is helping us grow within our communication. It's not helping us to become better in our relationship with each other, and I feel that it's just drifting us away from each other, and that we're just not, we could do a whole lot better if we would communicate the issues and tell each other, okay, well, I feel this way because of this, and if you did this, so this is why I'm reacting this way, or this is why I reacted this way. The second question, I did say that I was going to do the question about a common misconception. However, I would like to make my second question about a compliment that I get often and who I get these compliments from. A compliment that I get very often is, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it is something that I've heard for a long time. And when people say this, they speak of me as a parent. I'm currently a parent of 3. I have a 9-year-old boy, an 8-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old boy. I'm currently a full-time healthcare employee for OSF Healthcare, and I am a full-time student at ICC. A lot of my time is consumed throughout the week, so I don't have much time to talk or communicate, and I think that's probably a communication barrier between myself and my friends as well, and my family as well. When people tell me that they don't see how I do it, I take it as a compliment. Whether they mean it as a compliment or an insult, I take it as a compliment, because I myself do not know how I do it. It is very hard to, you know, do everything and stay on track with everything, especially with classes, because that's something that you have to be strong-minded and say, you know what, I have to turn this in today. I have to do this. I have to study this. I have to practice this. And a lot of people are not, in my opinion, strong-minded enough to be able to sit and self-teach like online classes and be able to say, okay, this is due this week, so I need to get on it. This is due next week, so I need to possibly work ahead, because I know next week I'm going to be busy doing this for the children and that for the children. My son is a player for Dunlap JFL, so when the fall time comes, I know that I'm going to be extra busy with his schedule, and my daughter is a Dunlap JFL cheerleader, so I'm going to be consumed with football in the fall season. So I know that once school comes back around for the fall, I need to work ahead of the game so that I can better prepare myself. I also write down a lot of things, because my memory isn't the best if I don't write it down. If I do not write it down, it will slip my mind and I will never remember it. So I guess that is how I do it. I just stay mind strong, I focus, I pay attention, I write things down, and I make sure that I'm not leaving my children out or not giving them the attention that they need while I am consumed in work and while I am consumed in my education. I still make time for them. I make time for every aspect of my life so that I can better myself and better my children's lives. I've been told this by co-workers, I've been told this by my family, and even patients of mine. I don't know how you do it. And so I felt like that was a huge compliment, in my opinion, that I get from others. The third question that I'm going to speak about is the bonus question, or the brief questions. So there are actually 3 questions in number 10 that I will just put all together. The first one is, my biggest life goals are. I wanted to focus on one specifically, and that is becoming a midwife in women's health care. That is my biggest life goal. That is my ultimate goal. I aspire to become a midwife. I've always wanted to be a midwife throughout my life, from a young child up into adulthood, and I never really took the steps that it took to get to that point in my life. And now, as an adult, I realize that I wish I would have started earlier. However, it's never too late to start. And the route that I will take, and that I am taking to achieve that dream, is that right now I'm ICC. I'm waiting for to hear back from the nursing program. Once I am in the nursing program, I will receive my nursing degree, and I will transfer to the University of Illinois at Chicago. And I obtained my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and from there, UIC has a DNP program, which is a Doctor of the Nursing Practice, also known as midwifery, and they offer that program for individuals who would like to become a midwife, and so that is the route that I'm going to take. The next question within number 10 is, what is an important life lesson you can share with our class? The important life lesson is you have to do what's best for you. You can't worry about what your family thinks. You can't worry about what your friends think. You can't worry about what this person thinks. You have to do what's best for you, and especially if you're a parent, you have to worry about what's best for your children. I also want to state that no matter what color you are, no matter your ethnicity, your race, your background, where you're from, you can do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, since this person is from here, they were unable to reach this goal, or that they're a victim of their circumstances or a victim of their surroundings, and that's not true. Because I'm a little black girl from the west side of Chicago, and a lot of people see me now and are like, how did that work out? But I was headstrong, and I was able to rise above my circumstance, which I believe that we all can. We just have to have the mindset that we can. A lot of people allow that saying that you're a victim of your circumstance to make them believe that they can't do certain things. But my favorite thing to say is I will and I can. And that's something I wanted to share with the class. The last question is the most important thing I've learned so far about communicating with others. I've learned that listening is also a great form of communication. You can't always be the speaker. You can't always be the voice. You have to sometimes listen, and listen is very vital. Listening allows you to grasp the concept of whatever is being told to you. A lot of times, and I'm very guilty of this, I like to talk over people, and I like to not allow others to talk, or, oh, what I have to say is more important than what you have to say, so I'm going to talk over you, and I'm going to get my point across, and I'm going to show you that you're wrong. And sometimes people aren't always wrong. Sometimes they have very important things to say, and you're not allowing them to say it, so that's when it becomes an issue. So that's what I've learned. I really enjoyed this assignment. I learned so much, even after just a few short weeks in this communications class. The professor is great. I want to say thank everyone for watching my video. I hope that I've enlightened someone, or that you all enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing the rest of my group's presentations, and I'll see you later. Bye.